Good morning, Keller Williams. Welcome to a very balmy Friday, June the 6th, June the 5th. Time is flying so fast, we're almost halfway through 2020. And who would figure that beginning of 2020, we said this is going to be the roaring 20s. Well, it's roaring all right. Not necessarily the way we planned, but we're doing very, very well in regards to our participation in battling COVID-19 and flattening the curve. And this week we had the opportunity to do Zoom calls with all of the offices throughout the province, and there was a common theme throughout the calls, and one of them is the usefulness of our Keller Williams forms as opposed to the other companies' forms, because they're not even asking questions anymore in regards to who you're taking in, or whether you sign this form or sign that form. And it was very, very inspiring to know that you guys, if they got no forms for you to sign, you're at least signing the Keller Williams forms, keeping them in a file so that if something happens down the road, that we would have a very good tracking mechanism for each person and each agent that visited that particular house. And one would only think that there are times where we say, I'm done with COVID-19, we're going to move on, it won't happen to me, we're indispensable, and all of the other acronyms you want to use. But we just have to go back a week and a half or 2 weeks ago and determine why Zone 5 is in orange and not yellow. And as a result of that, New Brunswick, over the last 3 months, have fared very, very well. And yesterday was announced our first casualty. So when we look at the slide, it says New Brunswick plans to open its borders to Canadians who have immediate family in the province or who own property starting June the 19th, provided they self-isolate for 14 days, Premier Blaine Higgs announced on Thursday. There is a cluster of 15 active cases now in Campbellton region, also known as Zone 5. A 16th person, one of an infected healthcare workers, lives in Quebec and will be counted in that province statistics. More than 300 people are self-isolating as a result of contact tracing, including 6 healthcare workers, said Russell. She added most of the people self-isolating are in the Campbellton region, with only a handful elsewhere in the province. About 4,000 COVID-19 tests were completed last weekend in Campbellton region over a 72-hour period. The rest of the province will move forward with the next phase of the yellow level of COVID-19 recovery as planned on Friday. After being delayed by a week, Dr. Russell said, the Campbellton region will remain under a stricter orange phase. So if we look at our map, we see that orange way up in zone number 5. There are 15 active cases, 4 in the hospital, 1 in ICU, 1 death, and 28 cases in total in the Zone 5 region since we started, out of the 136 total cases. In regards to the test performed, as you can see in Zone 5 in the Campbellton region, that region has really spruced up the testing. They're up to 6,477. We're at a total of 32,209 1,999 tests done as of today, which represents 4.2% of New Brunswick's population. In regards to the technology, innovate, automate, and dominate, we are moving closer to some training, as we can see on the next slide. When David did the statistics, 31% of our agents have less than 20 contacts in command. 72% of our agents with more than 100 to 2,300 contacts but never used a smart plan, and 35% of our agents have not used opportunities. One of the areas that we're targeting right now over the next few months is definitely will be opportunities. It will make it a lot easier for us to track what's missing in the file. It'll make a lot easier for you to be able to go into opportunities and see what's missing that you didn't send to the front desks, or better still, Amanda at the Fredericton office didn't receive it yet. So David will be sending out emails to agents based on a correlation of all the metrics, and will include a strategic recommendation or next steps in command. The three areas that we're going to be focusing on is getting your contacts into command. And David, over the last couple of days, has agreed that if you're having trouble getting the contacts in command, provide him the spreadsheet and he will go in and do it and set it up for you, so they're in there. Utilizing your contacts with smart plans, and that's a nurture automatically your people in your database. Whether you have birthdays, anniversaries, or whatever, Smart Plans is designed that they will do all of that work for you with you just entering and setting the plan up in the first place. And then number 3, which is very, very important to Keller Williams, is initial setup and use of opportunities for compliance. That's a big one. It's one that we know that we're going to run into some potential obstacles with, but it's one that is a necessary evil so that we are in total compliance both with the file and with the possibility, I guess, of being audited by either the trust auditor that represents the New Brunswick Real Estate Association and Consumer Corporate Affairs, as well as a FinTrack audit, so that we're in compliance on that level as well. So lots of stuff coming on the compliance side. Bear with us. You just need to know that we're going to be here. We've got the expertise in David, and we are going to work with each and every one of you to make this as easy and no hassle as much as we can, so that you can feel comfortable getting in and doing what you need to do. Take command of your business. When you get an email from David specific to your situation, click on the link below to book a time and date at your convenience. We can facilitate a few individuals, a small group session each day if requested. And command right now, the update in command, you can export your contacts and mailing labels as an individual agent or as the rainmaker for a selected team, and we provided you how you can do that. So a lot of stuff coming. It's a very, very busy time happening. Another common theme was listings. Listings are harder to get right now. You just need to double down on making sure you're having more meaningful conversations, one conversation at a time, with prospective sellers. And those people are saying, well, I don't want to put my house on the market because I don't have anything, I don't see anything out there to buy. If there was a time that would be better to sell a property, is right now. So you need to have a conversation about selling right now, because right now could get them more money than it will six months from now or a year from now. If they have a plan B and a house comes up that they have cash in the bank or in their pocket, they're at an advantage of buying their dream home when they don't have anything to sell. So it's very, very important that you have those types of conversations, and you sort of move them in and get them to find a plan B as to whether it's a rental, whether it's going to a cottage for the summer, or what have you, moving in with your siblings or whatever you need to do in order to sell a house so that they are ready when their dream home comes on. The other thing that I just wanted to mention before we close is that I think probably a month and a half or 2 months ago now, when I decided to get on Facebook, and my beautiful Amanda decided to report me, and I've been kicked off of Facebook for life, from what I was told, unless I go in and do something different. There's times where I go on Facebook, on Judith's Facebook, and I don't know what you call that, but I go on that Facebook and I look, a creep. I look at what's going on Facebook, and I look at people's posts and everything else. I just want to reiterate that whatever you're doing with your Facebook, whether it's your personal page or whether it's a real estate professional page or what have you, you need to be cognizant of the fact of what you're posting. There are some materials that you post that you may think it's fine for you, but you got to think of the 136 other people that it may be offensive to, and it may be offensive to Keller Williams culture and professional well-being. So I ask you, and I check frequently of our agents, and I look at them, and I've called a few agents in the past about what they have posted. Please, please, please. I don't want to be the social media police, and that's not what my intent was. But from time to time when I look at these and I come across something that just doesn't feel right, you're going to get a call from me. I want you to make sure that you're running your business at the highest level, and that you're always cognizant of the fact that we're not only representing you, and you're not only representing Keller Williams, but you're representing 136 other individuals that we all have different spheres of clientele, and we just need to be mindful and careful of what we're posting. I'm not sure how many people are on the call, but I want to say that thank you for being here. Thank you for being on the Zoom calls this week. We've been asked to do them every 2 weeks, so we're going to do that, and we're going to advertise them more so that we get more participation. Other than that, have a good weekend. Make sure that we're doing our due diligence in regards to our COVID forms. We're wearing a mask when we can't, social distancing the way it's supposed to be, and always be mindful to wash your hands, sanitize, and stay safe. Thank you, and have a good weekend. Bye-bye.